So this is one of my A4 size visual diaries for printmaking ideas. It's a place where I write down the things that I've been learning so that I can remember what the steps are. Not that I come back to this very often, but occasionally I do, occasionally. So when I go to workshops, I take this with me. It's for sketching different ideas that I've had, for paintings and printmaking, what I can then do with my prints. Just gives me some great ideas. Sometimes I cut and paste things from other artists as examples, people who inspire me, always making sure, actually I don't always, but I try to now that I know about the copyright to include that. This was a design for my very first photographic screen printing workshop that I did. So I really liked that. Only took me a little while during my lunch hour to do that. Simple. Sometimes the more simple things are, the better they turn out. This was my test print. It's actually on fabric, which I've glued onto the page. This was my test screen print for cross-section of the small intestine from my caravan series, the Frankie series. And this was Bernie Slater was teaching me this. It was great. I unfortunately only stayed in that course for a few weeks, and then I moved down. This is not my idea. This was something I photocopied from a magazine many years ago. Oh, here we go. Good. I did write it from an old craft arts issue in the 1980s. This was what inspired. I really love this idea. It's actually looks like a wire sculpture. Anyway, that's nothing to do with printmaking. A photocopy of my pencil drawing for the spine print, which I later turned into a photographic screen print, and the herbs and things, just notes. So you draw your ideas out, gluing little test prints, anything that inspires you. I think that's on paper. Yep, that's on paper glued on. Printing it on black paper, testing out the text. These are all photographic screen prints on paper. My design for immunity, testing out double layers of different colours. Which colour do you lay down first? Like, everything that you learn can go in a visual diary. It doesn't have to be this neat either. Printing tips, things that I've learnt. Don't let water splash on unexposed emulsion, for example. Putting this through Photoshop, and because I drew a pencil drawing with the spine, wherever that was back there, when you're using drawings for photographic screen printing, it's best if you do them in a black outline pen or a dark pen, not a pencil. So this, Bernie actually did this for me because I didn't know how to use Photoshop at the time. He put it through Photoshop and pixelated it into grayscale so that then we could transfer this onto the screen in the darkroom. So it didn't come out quite as I'd wanted it to, unfortunately, that print. Also, I learnt if you're doing photographic screen printing to use emulsion that's not out of date. Anyway, so this is, yeah, I forgot about those designs. Sometimes you forget about things that you've got in there. I'll just skip those ones. Yeah, little sewing ideas that you can put in, how you're going to display your prints. I made prayer flags with some of my prints, experimenting with different screens that I put the transfer the design onto. And so there we go. These were a photograph of my prints on calico that then became big prayer flags. Maybe a bit too big actually, but never mind, it's all a learning process. Ideas for things that you are interested in, things for the future, artists that inspire you, things that you like, magazine pictures, photographs, test strips. Dad, my beautiful dad. And this was a different, yeah, lots of different ideas. And then that's it. And there's some photographs as well of my process. So, visual diaries. They're fantastic. That was my printmaking one. A4 size. That's pretty good. in terms of the size.